today I really wanted to focus on the planet Mars and what is Mars in astrology, what it represents, and what it stands for in your chart, and basically how it functions. So, Mars in astrology is a planet that is very significant because it's a personal planet, and personal planets has effect in our everyday life and how we function. So Mars is usually represented very strongly by force, by energy, by action, uh, by paving the way. Mars has a natural affinity and is the ruler of the sign of Aries, which is a fire element, and the sign of Scorpio, which is a water element. And they're both really affected by the Mars movements and the way that Mars moves and has other conversations with other planets in astrology. So when you're looking at astrology and you're looking at the planet Mars, you're looking at someone's life force, someone's energy, how they use their energy. You're looking at the way the person, if they want something, how they go after it, how their energy, that their energy is utilized in getting what they want, how they use the physical body, the physical force, how they use also the mind to then employ that physical body to get what it wants. So Mars is all about willpower in astrology. It's all about how you direct the willpower, what sign is your Mars is in, what element your Mars is in, and the aspects your Mars is in, along also with the house. If you know your birth time, to get your ascendant, what house your Mars is in will help you also understand the gravity of how you use your physical energy and how you can also get more of an understanding of how you direct your physical energy once you understand your Mars planet, the planet Mars in your birth chart or in your just your date of birth, or how is Mars utilized. So I have my Mercury in the 12th house, and if anyone that studies astrology understands what that means, I'm very, very good at more picking up words and feeling things. I have really good sensors on that. And so I definitely am going to just read really quickly from a book from a really beautiful astrologer. He has wonderful work, and his book is called Chart Interpretations Handbook by Stephen Arroyos. So this is a really good book, and I'm just going to read really quickly his definition because it resonates a lot with how I feel about the planet Mars. Mars shows what type of expressions and modes of activity stimulate one's physical energy, and what the energy that one seeks to assert oneself. The element of one's Mars is the energy that feeds your needs for physical excitement and the mode through which you can express your aggressive powers to prove your strengths. It describes the method you use to get what you want. Mars in air is persuasion, if you have your Mars in an air sign. Mars in fire uses power and initiative. Mars in earth uses patience and efficiency. Mars in water uses intuition, slyness, and a rather unconquerable persistence. For a man's Mars shows how he projects himself forcefully, assertively, and sexually. So, Mars represents, along with the sun, a part of the ego and how the ego goes about getting what it wants, how the ego directs its focus to something and then kind of maneuvers itself to get it different elements of your Mars is going to explain this to you even more. Mars is a planet that wants what it wants for self. It does this in order to make itself happy. It does this to know that it's alive, and it can use its physical energy to get what it wants, whether it's through the mind, air, through fire, which is action, whether it's through land, which is through throwing steady steps, and whether it's through water and using your feelers, emotional feelers, if you're an empath or if you are someone that has a lot of those energies inside of you, your Mars is going to help you with that. Example, if an individual has their Mars in Pisces, I know that this individual is probably going to be a little bit more inclined to the more, I would say, subtleties of things that are around them. If a person has their Mars in Taurus, I would say this person is more about the physical enjoyments of life, and the physical accusations of the things that make them happy in life, that make them feel like they have these possessions around them. Mars is one's sexual energy and the way that one goes about seeking a sexual mate and what attracts them to a sexual mate as well. Now, Mars is also about your creativity and how you direct that energy to use it for your creativity and what you want to own, really, because Mars is really a trailblazing planet. When we think about Aries, it's really fire, it goes straight in. And then when we think about Scorpio, it strategizes its movement and how it's going to initiate something with a detailed plan, with a plan already mapped out. So your Mars would be that warrior inside of you. And how you direct that warrior of your Mars depends on how you yourself see what is valuable and what you need and what you want to basically use your physical energy to go after it. It is not really a planet that is, it's a very primitive planet too, because your needs with Mars are strong. It's like a 5-year-old. Remember, Mars does also rule Aries, and Aries is the infant of the zodiac. So when Mars doesn't really get what it wants, it's pretty much irritable, and it finds other means or other ways to do that. So to find where your Mars is in your chart, or where your Mars is at the time of your birth or the date of your birth, understand the aspects that your Mars makes to what planets. You'll understand where it is that you probably spend most of your time in this lifetime asserting your will aggressively and physically to go after this thing, or how you negate it. So Mars is a very important planet because it stimulates you to get out of bed in the morning. Fire moves things. So we want to direct the Mars energy into movement. How do you move? How do you groove? What's your style? How do you go about getting something? And if you want to know more about that, your Mars is going to tell you a lot. So I'm going to put the name of the book and the author that I just read from at the bottom of this video. And hopefully Mars is being used consciously in your life. Usually Mars is activated by the age of 24. And from then on, it's directing your energy consciously, hopefully by the time the Saturn return comes, directing the energy of your Mars consciously, because the energy that we're all born with is here for a reason. And we can all learn to utilize it and to definitely grow with it and control the energy instead of allowing energy to control you. So I hope that you resonate with this definition of my Mars interpretation, and I'll be putting up more videos. Thank you.